In some cases, opportunity taken, in others squandered. Time to talk winners and losers with Bryant, McFadden, and Emory Hunt. We'd like to start positive. Emory, your biggest winner out of Week 18.
The Denver Broncos, man. You talk about coming into this weekend, this last game of the season. You felt like everyone was trying to say the Bengals, we want those guys in. We want Joe Burrow in. We want them. This has to happen for those to get in. And all the Broncos did was go out there and beat the brakes off the Kansas City Chiefs. They left nothing to question. 38 big ones to 0. Nothing was in question. They scored virtually on every drive they had. They went out there and emphatically stamped their ticket to the postseason. So I thought the Broncos did a great job today showing why they're a live player in this AFC playoffs.
Well, my biggest winner is the Detroit Lions, and here's why. You came into the final game of the season, all the chips in the middle of the table. You win, you get the #1 spot in the NFC, which gives you an automatic bye in the first round, and you have everything come through your house there in Detroit. All the naysayers like myself felt like you didn't have a shot because of all the injuries. But guess what? You found a way to win the ball game, and you did so with style. You dominated. And once again, your defense exceeded the expectations. Jahmyr Gibbs, a.k.a. Sonic, was doing Sonic-like things, and you're starting to look like you looked in the earlier months of the season like the best team in the NFC. But you also have the luxury, because of the bye, to get healthier. That's key for Detroit for this significant run they're about to embark on. So when you look at all the chips in the middle of the table, being able to check off every checkbox that was there, and you get an extra week to rest to get healthier, and everything comes through your building, look out, NFC. It could be a sticky race if you have to go listen to some Motown music.
Yeah, we were sitting here wondering, how does Detroit win with this defense, the effort that they put forth a week ago against San Francisco? Now we're sitting here saying a week later, how's anybody going to beat Detroit in that NFC? It does feel like maybe a collision course between the Eagles and the Lions. We'll see if it plays out that way, those being your top 2 seeds. When we talk about a loser coming out of Week 18, some had it right there in front of them. Your biggest loser?
The Atlanta Falcons, man. And it's not for them losing this game today against Carolina Panthers, because divisional matchups, you're going to get these type of close games. It was an exciting game to watch. It went into overtime. I don't know if they knew they were out by the time they got to overtime, but you love that they competed. The reason why I say the biggest loser is because watching Michael Penix play excellent football down the stretch, it's a what-if game now for the entire offseason. Like, what if we would have started him 2 games prior to him starting out there on the field? Maybe we win those 2 games. Maybe we don't have to be in this situation here in Week 17 or Week 18, because we actually beat the Buccaneers twice. So that has to be in the back of their mind. It's like, man, we should have taken care of our business. Maybe should have made that move earlier. They were the biggest losers today because their late movement of Michael Penix to the starting lineup cost them a shot at the postseason.
Well, my biggest loser is the Green Bay Packers. Now, their playoff hopes is alive and well. But the reason why they're my biggest loser, you had an opportunity to improve your seeding. Even without Jordan Love in the lineup, this was a game you should have won. But because you lost, self-inflicted wounds showed up once again, undisciplined play. Now, instead of potentially traveling to Tampa to play the Buccaneers, you're playing one of the more complete teams in the National Football League on the road in the Philadelphia Eagles. And not just about going to Philly to play against that beast of a team, you potentially might not have your best deep threat playmaker in the passing game in Christian Watson, who went down with an injury. So you talk about limping into the playoffs. Yes, they potentially will literally be limping into the playoff, especially if you don't have Christian Watson in the lineup, or if he's not 100% healthy. Because when he is in the lineup, he is the alpha in terms of the deep shots down the football field. He's a big-time playmaker. So when you look at everything that was in front of them to beat the Chicago Bears, potentially playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers instead of the Philadelphia Eagles, and losing one of your best playmakers, yes, your season is still intact, but it felt like you lost knowing how you're going into round 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, that was one of those simultaneous games where maybe you're watching a scoreboard and you're focused on your own game, but that was a fate sealed by the win by the Commanders. You still want to take down the Bears. You want to keep that streak alive. They don't do that, and as Max said, limping both literally and figuratively into playoff play. Time to give out some game balls. Time now for That's My Guys. I got my guys with me. Emory Hunt, who is the player that steals the day in your eyes?
How about Bo Nix, man, the rookie quarterback for the Denver Broncos, 26 of 29, 321 yards passing, 11.4 yards an attempt. We saw him hit a couple of deep balls today. I know that was a big knock coming into his this season, his rookie tape. His tape at Oregon. Can he hit the deep ball? He was able to do that consistently today. 4 touchdown passes, and oh, by the way, 7 carries, 47 yards on the ground. He's become a true dual threat. And because he's such a dynamic player so far for this offense, and you put him in a situation where he can just play because his athleticism has given him these open windows in the passing game, he is going to be a problem in the postseason for whoever they face, and we know they face the Buffalo Bills. So, Bo Nix, kudos to you, my guy, going out to get that win and putting your team in the postseason as a rookie.
Hey, Joe. You heard what he said about Bo Nix. I know you have your reservations about Bo Nix, but Bo played some good football today.
Love seeing the deep ball and how it is
Put you out there on Front Street. Why you
I've been a supporter of Bo Nix.
No, why he put you out there on Front Street?
He's trying to draft Bo Nix first overall.
We had a conversation about Bo. That's why, Emory. We had a conversation about Bo. We'll fill you in on it.
You want to give him the game ball too? Who you got?
Yeah, I got. Listen, I have a game ball to give to my guy. He had probably one of the more expensive Sundays in the National Football League in the great Mike Evans. Mike Evans came into this final matchup of the season against the New Orleans Saints needing 5+ receptions, 85+ yards to get a $3 million incentive. And they did right by Mike Evans. They made sure when the game was out of reach, instead of kneeling the football, they made sure to get him that last reception to get him over the yards mark to be able to get that $3 million incentive. And outside of that, he also was able to get 1,000 yards on the season. He's done this 11 straight years since stepping foot in the National Football League. All he's done was guarantee you 1,000 yards receiving every step of the way, regardless of who has been throwing him the football. So you talk about receiving an extra $3 million, improving your record that you already came in that was highly applauded for, and you got the win, and you're going into the playoffs. No question, Mike Evans is my guy, and he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't care what anybody says about who Mike Evans is. Mike Evans has been one of the more consistent wide receivers that hasn't been talked about as much as some of the other guys because he's not as flashy. He just goes about his business quietly and continue to give you numbers after numbers after numbers. First ballot Hall of Famer and $3 million richer.
You took the words out of my mouth. The first ballot Hall of Famer. Prepare the bust as soon as he is eligible for that. He has been the constant for that franchise and gets the job done again this season in the midst of what was a pretty gnarly hamstring injury that cost him a handful of games. Still 1,000 yards.
Ew.
I love that because I love winners, and that's why I love my guy. Jim Harbaugh, everywhere he goes, he is a winner. He brings that with him. I love anybody who loves the game the way that Jim Harbaugh does. Enthusiasm, joy. This is a game that can rob it from you sometimes, especially at the professional level when things are as cutthroat and as serious as they are. But everything that was wrong with the Los Angeles Chargers prior to his arrival, fixed. A full 180 in who they are in the biggest moments when the team needs it. They have a leader. They have a guy. They have Jim Harbaugh who wins everywhere he goes, and he gets my game ball, I think, a total sum of the parts of the season and not just this week as they are playoff bound under a head man you can believe in, Emory Hunt.
That's a good one, man. I just love him as just a person. Like, everywhere he's going, he's done something.
Spread love.
Yeah, you just want to play for Jim Harbaugh, man. Just awesome dude.
Those are the game balls here out of Week 18, and one to each of my guys, Bryant, McFadden, and Emory Hunt. Always getting a game ball for the hard work they do here on HQ each and every day, 24/7, 365. This league you love, we cover it right here on HQ. And even when that confetti falls in February, we got you covered in the offseason as well.